Love it when you just taken the barn door, fireplace, everything outside to varnish it, and it starts to pour down with rain. Oh, the fridge is out there too. Everything's out there. I only have one tarp, cover the fridge. Not looking good for the barn door and the fireplace. I can't touch them. They've just been varnished. Fuck my life. Hello and welcome back to Building a Dream. This is the last and final video. This is the last part of the caravan renovation, and in this one I was like determined to get everything done. I was like, this is the weekend, it's all getting finished. And then of course it decided to be a wet and windy weekend, which is always the way it goes when you plan on something. And so before that all started, I was in a great mood. I was like, yep, I'm gonna finish up, and I was spray painting the fridge and the microwave. I know that sounds strange, but they were a good quality, and so I was like, I still want to keep them, but I hate the color. And so I primed them first and then sprayed them, and they're actually still going well, so it worked. Okay, I get like really stuck in my own world too and hyper focused, and I was working on this barn door and did not even realize what was coming towards me. So it hit pretty fast and I was like, what do I do? Because I was varnishing this thing, so obviously it was wet and it weighs a ton. So I wanted to get underneath it and pick it up and not touch the varnish, but it was almost impossible to do. But so I got it eventually over there at the end, but it was just a matter of like trying to cover everything that I just varnished and like, what do I protect first, because I only had one tarp, and yeah, just a basic shit show. Yep, fun times. Oh boy. You watch. Now that I've struggled to get everything inside, fucked all the varnish, got it all over my clothes, fucked my clothes, fucking everything. It'll never rain again. That'll be it for winter. So as you can probably tell, I'm not a massive fan of winter. But anyway, we got straight back into it because it was getting done. So we were varnishing that barn door that we got done and this laundry shelf. And then it was straight back into this pallet roof that I felt was taking me my whole life. Like, it literally was taking forever, and it was frustrating because so many pallets were falling on my head and they are heavy. And anyway, we were getting it up there, we're getting it done, and I was finding every method possible to make it work. So all the wood pieces that I had, I was trying to stick them in anywhere that I could and make stands out of them and just get those pallets up on the roof. As much as I love pallets, I was not a fan at this moment, but it was all worth it once I saw it at the end. The next thing that I had to do was raise this fireplace stand. So it was too low for the flue and the flue cover to make it out of the caravan, like through the hole and safely out. So I had to make a way to raise it, and I basically just used those blocks of wood that are on the bottom of pallets or on pallets, and I haven't found a use for them before, but this was perfect. But wow, was this fireplace stand heavy. Remember, like, everything that I told you that I put into it. Cement fibre, like non-combustible tiles, all this, so heavy. Okay, so then it was on to varnishing the roof, and I did a lot of coats of this because I wanted quite a deep colour. I had about maybe 3/4 of the roof done at this time, I would say, and I'll give you a tip because my biggest struggle was, how do I varnish when it's on the roof? Like, is this varnish just going to drip down on me? So I found if I wrapped, got paper towel, folded it over, and then wrapped it around the brush, and then just made sure like I didn't have too much excess varnish on the brush, then it just dripped onto the paper towel bit and I was fine. And doing things like paint and varnish, they're just so exciting because it really is like a final touch, and it shows you the finished product basically, and shows you how far you've come from the beginning. So yeah, I was really proud and it was really nice to see. Okay, now things were getting exciting because it was time to bring in all the final touch things. So the caravan was really coming to life, and I was bringing in this composting toilet. I made this off-site myself, and I basically made it from those old antique vintage telephone chairs, and yeah, so it would have its own little sink and then the toilet part as well. It's so cute, I love it. Okay, so I also grabbed this caravan washing machine off Marketplace. for a bargain, and it is so good. It works really well. Obviously really small loads, but it has a spin cycle and everything, and it works perfectly for my needs. And it's really easy to install. It just basically has a hose that comes out the back for draining, and then you pour water into it, or you can connect it by a hose as well. Okay, and so for anyone starting off, I've probably said it before, but measurements are such an important thing. I do this thing where I measure exactly and I don't allow for any space. So I did this again here, and yes, it does fit into the bathroom, but it is a very, very tight fit. So it would have been really good to have a little bit of extra space. But I say that, and I don't actually think I could have done it anyway with the fireplace and the couch and everything. So, I mean, I can get in there fine, but it doesn't really work for guests. So even though Django's a small dog, she's a brilliant guard dog. And so if she barks, I just have to go check to make sure she's not hurting anybody, because she likes to make sure people stay off the land if she doesn't know them, because we come from a place where there was a lot of crime, so she just had to do her job very well when we were there. So like I said, it's a very tight fit, but because it's just me using it, it's not a problem at all, and I really, really like the look of it. This one is just a temporary cover, so I do later down the track want to get these permanently covered, but just for now, because I wanted to get in there and start feeling like it was a livable caravan, I decided to cover these with some just temporary covers that you put over the top, and I think they look good. These curtain rods were really easy to do, so I just got some curtain rods off online for a couple bucks off Amazon, and then I used the hooks that I didn't put back onto the bathroom windows because I wasn't using them, and I put them here, like drilled them in with screws, and then I just put the rod up and attached the curtains, and it looks brilliant. Of course, you gotta love that new bed feeling. So this was me just putting those final touches on and painting up the little window trims because they were a gross grey colour.
So at the moment I'm just using this green that I've got left over to just like trim lots of things, so that like any colours like these silver windows that I'm not liking at the moment, I'm just putting green over them and hoping that it looks good. So I'm going to have to do a few coats definitely, but I'm doing it on the fridge, like on the microwave, and actually it's turning out quite nice, so I'm going to keep going with it. Like my new war wound from all the pellets falling on my head.
Okay, so final touches, and first that meant putting some shelves up because of course I needed some plants and other things. So I'm just putting a little toilet roll holder up in the bathroom, and Django, I'll just let you know a little bit about her. She's a rescue dog and she has a little bit of fear anxiety, so there's certain things that she really doesn't like, and like she's fine with thunder, which is strange, but then there's other sounds she doesn't like, and one of those is the gum nuts that we have here. They fall on the top of the caravan, and so she gets really scared at night when the wind's blowing and they're falling down. So wherever I go in the caravan, she has to of course come with me just to feel a bit safe, and I don't mind at all. All right, let's do the big reveal. So the caravan renovation is 90% complete at this stage. I was just waiting on the water and power things to be delivered, so like all solar things and hot water system and taps. But otherwise, she is done and she is looking beautiful. Thank you for watching, and thank you for following along. If you have any questions, please leave them below.
So we're getting pretty close. I've really just got to connect the water and grey water system now, and the fireplace. Got to put the barn door railings on to attach that. That's pretty much it. Like I'm thinking of maybe getting some curtains for the doors as well, because they're pretty gross looking. But otherwise, I think we're there.
Like and subscribe to follow my container home build journey. Bye!